see whether the Virtus.pro will come out.
Yeah, well, they're just taking things easy. We can see actually Bialy getting pretty down, tagged up, down to 7 HP as Crucial gets the entry frag as they make their way onto the A-bomb site. Team kill comes in though. HUDG will get taken down. Crucial has been able to pick up that M4, which was dropped from Taz, as Sak gets the second kill there. It's back and forth frags here on the A-bomb site. The bomb has been planted, and now we're left on a 3 versus 2.
Yep. Virtus.pro, they still need to retake this bomb site. Pasha starts things off with a headshot onto Sak. Red Snake will fight Tom, but the defuse has come in. Great defuse there from Virtus.pro. But, Chewy, the fact that Team Infused, look, they planted on the pistol round and they planted on the second round, but they invested so heavily into that Tech 9 round where it makes you wonder now whether they're going to force up the buy. They have forced up the buy. They do have roughly enough money, but it's a gamble from them because obviously we have players like HUDG who hasn't got a helmet, and we've got 2 Galils out. And obviously we know how much stronger the AK is as opposed to the Galil. And obviously HUDG with no helmet on, if one of these M4s dinks him in the face, it's going to kill him in one go rather than take 2 hits.
Well, in we go into round number 3. Confirming that, yes, Team Infused have decided to force buy, and it's not going to work initially there as Declan does get taken down. HUDG has already made his way out into mid, though, and he's going to try and spot that player, which was initially Mr. Biceps himself. Pasha controlling that area. We can actually see Taz getting relatively aggressive, and he will be able to get the kill onto Crucial. That was also being tagged down to 8 HP. And so the T's here already kind of are in a bit of a tricky situation.
They are. Let's see whether they'll manage to get out of it. They've got 1 person outside of B and 2 people just meddling around at mid right now, so we could end up seeing them take Vents control and try to split B, but the truth is, Chewy, they are significantly outnumbered.
Most definitely so, as the flash goes out onto the short area there from Sak to see if he can just get HUDG some information as they do try and find out and hunt down these Virtus.pro players, but I'm liking the setup here from VP. 5 players still left alive and they are not moving quickly, but HUDG's going to try and enter things up here, and down go the flash grenades. 26 seconds left on the clock, and the move has got to come in now. You can see that they've smoked off that CT area. Down goes one more player, but Michu holding strong. He's going to be able to take down Red Snake. And now it is HUDG left in a 1 versus 3 situation. He hasn't got the bomb. Taz will confirm the 3rd round there for the CTs. And already a good start here for Virtus.pro, Kai Knight.
Yeah, we can hear the Virtus.pro players, even with our headsets on, cheering in their booth. So fair play to him, 3-0. Now, of course, Team Infused will be forced back down onto an eco. What do you think? Do you think they should have gone for that 3rd round gamble buy? Do you think they should have held on for the AKs? Because, to be fair, the Galils went down pretty fast, and it was a great nade from Virtus.pro in the first place over boost that put them down on such low HP. But hey-ho, when you've got the Rec 9, God knows what might happen.
Yeah, I don't think you can really blame them for getting that Tech 9 armor buy in round number 2. It seems to more often so becoming quite a common thing, so I can't really blame them too much for taking that decision in round number 2. But, you know, there are questions about whether that was the right decision in round number 3. Obviously, if they had have won the round, then it would have been a great success for them. But we have started off with a kill in favour of the T's here. Not only that, HUDG has rewarded himself with that M4A1 in hand. Michu will respond straight away, though, and is now back onto a 4-on-4 situation. Only 1 player actually on the A-bomb site as the seconds. We do see Taz just in the truck section of the map, just covering that area now. He will be watching over towards A main, but still it looks like this bomb is slowly making its way over towards the bomb site.
Yeah, they know exactly where Bialy is. They've got to move thick and fast. Bialy drops 1. You can't let this guy play around with you with a weapon as strong as he's got. The bomb will go down, but again, Team Infused a man down here and Sak with no armor. So the smokes, the defensive smokes rather, will go out. HUDG spots someone trying to push short. That's an important frag from Sak. Another coming in from HUDG. And now, surely Infused can't throw this.
Well, you will find out. Michu, the stand-in, of course, for this Virtus.pro roster. On the edge of the bomb site. He's going to look around there, but he's not going to find one. He does see one in quad, and they know exactly where he is. He gets 1, but Sak will confirm the round there, and that's the 1st round on the board for Team Infused. No 1 versus 2 clutch. And that's a really good, eco there coming in. We saw a couple of Tech 9s coming in. We saw HUDG being able to pick up that M4 and start to utilize it well. And Virtus.pro not able to retake that A-bomb site for the first time here. So Team Infused, in terms of planting the bomb, have had some really good success so far on that A-bomb site. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to concentrate their forces over there a tiny bit more as we go forward. But into round number 5, and it will be an eco for the Polish squad of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and of course, Team Infused winning that eco's completely switched the economy around. Crucial. Oh, he didn't spot Bialy. Bialy opens things up. Crucial missing that shot yet again at mid as the CTs find themselves with only P250s and pistols to work with. Bayali will make it 2, however, as Declan stampedes in. He wants to put his mark on this A-bomb site, does so successfully. And again, it's another good A plant, but they've got to be careful because we know how good the pistols are in CSGO. Team Infused need to play it cool, calm and collected and not peek.
Well, they have found Pasha coming out of the smoke there now, but he will get the one dig into Crucial eventually before Declan does trade him out. So we're now left on a 2 versus 2 situation. It's going to be 2 P250s, make that 1 P250 now in the hands of Neo to try and do some damage. This is still technically possible, but he doesn't have a kit, and the clock is ticking here, Karnite.
It is 1 versus 2. Neo with that pop flash. He won't succeed as Team Infused slowly but surely start making their way back into this game here on home soil, of course.
Yeah,
and obviously this Team Infused lineup, we think back to Gfinity 3 or G3, where Team Infused competed as well. And a lot of people wrote them out, but the truth is that they actually did really, really well against some of the world's best. I mean, I think they lost 16-12 against Ninjas in Pajamas. They almost beat iBuyPower as well. And the lineup was incredibly similar. The main differences were they didn't have Crucial, and I believe they had... I can't remember the exact player right now off the top of my head. It's getting late, but you can't rule Team Infused out.
Certainly cannot, and that's why we love CS. You can't really count any team out despite the odds. And of course, Virtus.pro heavily odds in their favour. These are the Gfinity G3 champions from last August. Crucial is going to return the frag there onto Neo, so it's a 1-for-1 trade as we head into round number 6. All Havoc breaking loose already, it seems, over towards the B bomb site. Trades eventually going in favour of Team Infused now, and now it's Taz, last man left alive in a 1 versus 3. And he's in a bit of a tricky spot here, Karnite. You've got to wonder how good the VP economy is. Obviously the CT side is more expensive than the T side here, so you've got to wonder whether he's worth going for this or just saving that M4. But Karnite, it looks like he's going for this one, and who can blame him?
Yeah, but who can blame him, especially when you consider it's a man like Taz with so much experience under his belt. Taz with 1, but Crucial will get his 3rd. We can hear him shouting from his booth, and Team Infused now. Even Steven, we've got Polish fans right in front of his, holding their heads in their hands. And again, like you said, Virtus.pro, they took a gamble. Taz bought that M4, and economically, it's left Virtus.pro in an incredibly tough situation. So you'd really expect the Brits here to take the lead.
That will be 4 rounds in a row if it does come to fruition. So as we head into round number 7, it will just be those measly little pistols for the CT side of Virtus.pro. We'll see if they can capitalise on them. We did see Team Infused with an eco win earlier on, which started to catapult their round successions, which they've now put into place. But have a look at the setup here. We've already got Pasha on a nice little flank. I wonder if he will get spotted out there, but at the minute he could get himself in a great position to do some damage on the A-bomb site. Once again here coming in from the T's. They've got a great position, but this is what I said, Pasha with 2 kills from behind.
Yeah, he does, but unfortunately, Michu really stuck between a rock and a hard place now. Only got a USP in hand. He's going to trade it for the P250, and I'll tell you what, Chewy, if he can salvage some sort of weapon and run away with it, he'll probably be much better off than trying to go for this. And he got 1 frag, but 1 frag ain't going to be enough. And to be fully honest with you, Virtus.pro have been setting up mainly with only 1 lone ranger, rather on that A-bomb site all by himself. And let's not lie to each other. I think out of the 8 rounds we've seen so far, Team Infused have had around 4 plants, or 4 or 5 plants on that A-bomb site. So maybe something for Virtus.pro to reanalyze, maybe sort of recalibrate how they want to try and defend the A-bomb site.
Have a look at this. We've actually got Pasha without the AWP. It's going to be Michu. As I've said, that stand-in going with the big green gun here in round number 8, and Crucial, as you would expect on the T side of Infused with that AWP as well.
So that's actually something we wanted to mention, how Snacks is mainly a rifle player. He's sort of Virtus.pro's secondary AWP when they require an AWP. Everyone really on Virtus.pro likes to pick it up. But it's a really interesting decision here to see Pasha, who's normally Virtus.pro's main AWP, actually give the role to Michu, such a new player, or a stand-in rather. It's a big risk for Virtus.pro.
Well, he has gone down, and Neo did pick up that AWP initially, but he's trading things out. He's also got that M4 on the B-bomb site, as we can see, but no initial indications about where that bomb could be heading. 51 seconds left on the clock here in round number 8, and Team Infused have got to be pretty darn happy with the start that they got. Obviously losing that pistol round in the 2 consecutive rounds after that, but since then they've been looking darn good. That's an unfortunate shot coming in from Neo, as we do see Red Snake getting tagged down to 16 HP, so that man has certainly got to be very careful. But look, Karnite, I'm not too surprised about where that bomb is heading once again here for the English side of Team Infused.
Team Infused, they've got to move fast because the CTs have pushed B, and the fact that the CTs have pushed B, it means Virtus.pro should really read them like an open book. They've managed to smoke off short, which will prevent anyone on truck any fire coming down from that area, and the bomb yet again will go down. Red Snake needs to reload this AK-47, knows that there's someone flanking from behind. His teammate will come in to try and help his teammate in Crucial, to be exact, but here we go, the plow commences, or does it?
Does it? It's a 2 versus 3 situation. Neo is right on top of that bomb site pretty much, and Taz is just around the corner. There we go. We've got X-Ray on now. That helps us a lot, certainly, to see what's going on. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Red Snake will confirm the next round on the board. And I've got to say, Team Infused have been looking really good on this A bomb site. It's no surprise to me that they keep choosing it to pick towards, because not only are they getting relatively easy entry flags onto it, they're able to get the bomb down and force Virtus.pro into that retake situation.
Well, the thing is, Virtus.pro aren't dynamic enough. As counter-terrorists, you need to adapt to your opponents. Virtus.pro, what we've seen from them so far, they play 2 people in B, 2 people roughly at mid at the start of the round. The second mid player goes towards the truck area and toys between mid and truck and sometimes sits on short. But essentially, it just leaves Bayali by himself on the A bomb site. So every time Team Infused have executed onto the A bomb site, they've always smoked off short and smoked off truck as well, which basically leaves Bayali potentially surrounded. The good news here for Virtus.pro, though, is that Taz has an AK-47 to potentially work with, and Neo, arguably the best ever 1.6 player, has a scout to try and do something with. But it's easier said than done, dude.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We can't emphasize that enough. But here we go into round number 9. It is Hudgy tagged down at 30 HP, so once again he has got to be careful, but as soon as I say that, he will be able to take down another Virtus.pro player, leading things now into a 3 versus 4. It looks like that bomb could slightly be making its direction over towards B, but still the T's just taking their time, and I'm liking this from Infused, that they're not rushing too heavily, they're not doing anything too ambitious, too risky. They're just waiting to try and get those entry frags, get the information, and make their way into the site. So now it's going to be a 4-on-2. Taz already up the top is going to see what damage he can do. That flash grenade isn't going to do too much. And then an obstacle to him, but kind of this is a very tricky situation once again.
Well played. That was really well played from Taz. He obviously wasn't too bothered about waiting for Bayali because he knew that Bayali only had a P250, but this has actually left Bayali in a decent enough situation. If he can sneak in, he's going to get 1 frag. Ooh. 2 frags from Bayali! And well, can Bayali pull it out the bag for the Poles? He's going to throw his pistol to try and fake it towards Zach. The bomb is ticking, but Team Infused looked like they were down and out. Bayali, to be honest, Bayali hasn't had the best performances recently, but at Katowice he really impressed me. He started looking like Bayali of old, and he was incredibly unfortunate there, especially when you consider he had no armor and just a P250.
Well, into round number 10, Sack already on 10 frags, so good performance from that man. And I don't really think we can emphasise this enough. This is 6 rounds in a row.
A double upset from Virtus.pro now.
Yeah, we've got a double upset up here on the CT side, but 6 rounds in a row here for Team Infused, who a lot of people did write off in this game, and maybe you could say understandably so. Who knows? But have a look at this. They're getting aggressive on A, and it seems to have worked. They've already got 2 frags in very quick succession here, and Kanai, before this round's almost really even started, they've been able to get the bomb down once again on A, forcing Virtus.pro to try and retake this, and it's pretty difficult to retake the bomb site with 2 AWPs, despite how phenomenal you may be with those guns.
Well, you can see the smokes that Pasha's trying to creep through right now. It's those 2 smokes that Team Infused keep on throwing and executing, which have really been the killer deal for Virtus.pro. There goes another AWP. Crucial with 2. Great play from the Dutchman. And now Michu, he's going to try and go for this. He's going to try and get exit frags, but Michu, mate, you should really run away and try and save that AWP. They brought up 2, and to lose a second one, really, Chewy, would be catastrophic, but it doesn't look like he's going to lose it.
Oh, nice 2 shots there just to finish things off, so he will be able to save that. Unfortunately,
but it's the same old story that's bringing Virtus.pro down.
Yeah.
They brought the double up setup. Michu took one towards the B bomb site, and Pasha tried to utilize his at mid. So where do Team Infused go? No surprise, to the area where they've had most of their success, towards the A bomb site. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see the exact same set piece applied from Team Infused yet again. But they've got to be careful here, because Virtus.pro going very aggressive at mid.
They've got to change things up. They've got to change the tempo, and we know that Virtus.pro are one of those squads, when put in a tricky situation, they seem to just out of nowhere be able to turn things around in their favour. Of course, though, if Team Infused do finish this entire first half with 7 rounds on the board, they will be more than happy, I would suspect. So Team Infused, 7 rounds in a row. Are they going to be able to convert that to 8, or will finally Virtus.pro show us some fighting force here on Cash? We're about to find out. Hudgy, the first casualty of the round before Zach does respond and take down by Ali. But this is looking slightly better here for VP. They look like they've changed things up, and so far it's working for them.
Yeah, crucial there. Obviously, Team Infused got the information that Bayali was hiding in the corner, or Michu rather. Michu was hiding in the corner, so they tried to take the AWP towards main to see if he could get that frag to open up the A bomb site. It didn't happen, but Red Snake, however, they've gotten the frag on the B bomb site here, Chewy, but they've realized the bomb's at mid. So we can see all of Virtus.pro are rotating now towards the B bomb site. They're going to realize it's empty, and if they can manage to smoke off shore here or pick off the player who's Pasha, then they might be able to get this plant and hold it from there.
Well, Pasha, being the ever-aware player that he always is, has noticed they could be going back towards there. He will lose that gunfight though, but still Red Snake now in a tricky situation. 1 versus 2, and Michu with the hat trick, I do believe, there at the very least, confirming finally a round here for Virtus.pro. So they're back in it, not out of this one yet whatsoever here, Kyanite. The Gfinity G3 champions still in with a fighting chance on Cass. And I mean, again, let's just discuss the map a little bit more. We know that Virtus.pro are confident on this map, but you talked about how Team Infused thought it was almost a godsend that they were able to play this map because they love cash. And kind of, this is a really tricky thing because even despite the fact that Team Infused took 7 rounds on a row, as soon as they lose one here, they're down to pistols.
Well, here we go. It's a frag frenzy for the Poles at the moment. The eco round coming in from Team Infused. But yeah, you wanted to talk about the map, so let's talk about the map. Obviously, Kashk is one of those maps which is very similar to Ddos 2 in a way. Mid-control is crucial, no pun intended, because there's obviously a Team Infused player called Crucial. But the current metagame, to be fully honest with you, we've seen a lot of teams, especially on the T side, completely forget mid, which in theory should be so important because it gives you that second avenue towards B through vents and the second avenue towards A through short. And what they've been doing is throwing all their eggs in one basket and pushing one bomb site by smoking out key areas. And so far, that has been the name of the game for Team Infused. And look at that, they've got the entry frag. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Mid once again, and look at how late Neo went over towards the B bomb site. There was nobody there at the start, I do believe. I think Taz has been able to get himself into vents, if I'm not mistaken. But still, very passive play on B coming in from Virtus.pro. And whether that will pay off for them, I'm not too sure. Taz, there we go, in vents, will be able to get 1 frag. Declan and Crucial are very low indeed, so they've got to be careful with where they go. But still, of course, this is doable for the T side of Team Infused. They've been looking pretty darn strong on this T side. Not to take anything away from Virtus.pro, we know what damage they can do. And I still think this game could really go all the way, kinda. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if this game went right to the distance of 30 rounds.
Well, let's see if Bayali can put the Poles one step closer to tying things up. It will be crucial to get that frag onto Michu in the MBK/quad area, but Bayali comes in, gets the headshot onto Hudgy, but he hears these angry terrorists stampeding in. He's got to try and prevent the bomb going down, drops Red Snake. The bomb will not go down. Crucial, however, with the AWP kill. And now it's a game of cat and mouse, Chewy. It's Taz versus Crucial. It's AWP versus M4. And if there's any time for the Team Infused player to step it up, that time is now.
He's been playing pretty darn well, but Taz will get the kill there. Lovely patience from that man, showing his class off, showing why he is one of the best players in the world. And that will be the 6th round on the board here for Virtus.pro. So starting to get a tiny bit of momentum back in their way, as we do confirm their 6th round here. So only 1 round between the 2 squads. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. We can see Taz top fragging alongside Michu there for the CT side. Crucial and Sack having a great game so far here for Team Infused, but overall no real standout bad performances. All players in the server have been doing okay, and we do see Team Infused once again here going for the Tech 9 armor by Kano.
Team Infused, look, they've got 7 rounds already. They're not even going to mind if they lose the next 2 rounds and lose this half 8-7. Team Infused, if you ask me, have done really, really well to get 7 rounds in the first place.
And let's not forget, they lost the pistol and the 2 consecutive rounds after that. So that's still even impressive just on that level.
And it looks like they might win this one as well. Hudgy will pick up that AWP that he got off dropping Michu, of course. He's probably just going to try and toy around here to see if he can get a pick off towards short, because they know that Virtus.pro most likely will be playing only 2 players on this A bomb site. Look at this. The smokes rain down and they've got a free plant.
It seems that they are just being able to plant that bomb without any contention whatsoever over towards A. And of course, on an eco round, getting the bomb down is a darn good achievement just in itself, let alone having a 2-man advantage. Taz will try to change that though, as Neo manages to pick up a kill onto Hudgy, but still, time is ticking here, and Taz
It's
left
a
on
great
1
plant
versus 3
position.
is in a real tricky spot. He's going to peek into A main, and he will get the kill onto Red Snake, who misses the shot with the AWP. Sack still left on 100 points of health, but have a look at where the bomb planted. It's in such a tricky spot here for Taz. He's going to get flooded, and despite the team kill coming in there,
It was,
doesn't
suicide.
matter whatsoever. And another, this isn't the first time, another eco round win coming in from Team Infused on that A-bomb site.
Well, that's the thing. That was all down to the plant positioning.
Oh,
Because Team Infused knew they didn't have weapons. They knew that they couldn't afford, for example, when they have AK-47s, push out towards the truck area. They couldn't afford to show any of themselves. So they put down the smoke screen, and they notice where they planted. They planted for main and planted for short. So if any defuse was going to come in, because Team Infused had the numerical advantage anyways, the CT would be incredibly visible. But look at this. Finally, Virtus.pro starting to play with the aggressive brand of Counter-Strike that they're famous for.
Yeah,
pushing out mid, boosting each other over boost, getting that entry frag, and making sure that Team Infused don't dictate the game through entry frags. Because to be honest, that's exactly what Team Infused have done so far.
Well, I'm liking the information that they're getting here. Bayali gets an absolutely incredible 1D there up on the little boost. As we can see, Sack will respond with 2 quick kills, and that could be crucial here on the A-bomb site. Taz will quickly try and do some work, but it seems like Virtus.pro's change in tempo has worked for them here. Red Snake now in a 1 versus 3 situation. Involved by that player. Does he manage to land the shot onto Neo there? He puts a substantial amount of damage in, but it won't quite be enough. And the CT side of Team Infused will know where that bomb is, of course. So Red Snake still with about 38 seconds left to play here, Kyanite. But if he pulls off this 1 versus 3 clutch, that will be pretty devastating for Virtus.pro. Somehow, I don't think it could quite come to fruition.
Well, he knows exactly where Neo's hiding, and he knows he should go for this, because it's obviously the last round of the half. And well, it's going to be Taz to get the last. So crucial for a team like Team Infused. And if you ask me, I definitely think that they're missing out on his quality, or the qualities that he has to offer.
So another question coming your way. What do you think about this mid control coming in from the terrace? I know it is an eco, but we can see it's just complete stacks. Absolutely no mid presence whatsoever coming in from the CTs. And Virtus.pro are like, okay, we'll take that. We'll have free reign about where we want to head again. But we can see a team kill actually coming in there. So Neo will go down, and a relative amount of damage coming towards the T side of Virtus.pro as Pasha and Neo will get taken out, but still the bomb will get planted, and we can see Declan now and Red Snake, the last 2 left alive here. But obviously it's going to be interesting to see how Team Infused start to change things up when they will have rifles in their hand in the next round.
Yeah, no doubt Virtus.pro probably surprised by the fact that Team Infused didn't actually go for the buy round, but now they've got the information. They'll have noticed that Team Infused didn't go for the buy round. They'll be saying that on their team speak. They'll be saying, look guys, watch out for their AWPs. It might be looking to even go with a double AWP setup because they didn't buy up the last round.
Yeah, only one though.
Yeah, only one, obviously. Yeah.
Well, it is going to be crucial with that big green gun here. No AWPs on the T side. 5 AK-47s is the name of the game here for Virtus.pro. We do head into round number 20. If you are just joining us, welcome to the Gfinity Spring Masters. My name is Chewy. Joined alongside me is Kyanite, bringing you the first best of 3 here on the second stage at the Gfinity Arena. Certainly a pleasure to be casting this one, and let's get into the action here. So it is going to be a buy round, and Kyanite, this is pretty important here for Team Infused to buy this one, just for the sake of not only their economy, but just again for that momentum factor, because Virtus.pro have been starting to slowly roll, and you know that snowball effect, the Virtus plow, so to speak, could slowly start to come in here if we see them build that momentum much further.
Well, we could see Virtus.pro, in fact, take a leaf out of Infused's book. They managed to sell the fake, and Team Infused haven't rotated round. Declan is going to fall to his death. Red Snake comes in, but that one trade, or the one frag rather, from him won't be enough, and it's almost like watching the first half again. Michu spots one of these Infused players, namely Hoods G. He's got to try and hold off the incoming Brits, but so far, so good. And Virtus.pro, only 4 rounds away from victory now. This is more like the Virtus.pro that we're used to seeing.
Definitely a bit heartbreaking for Team Infused after such a great T-half, but still, I think one issue there is that, I mean, disagree with me if you may, but I think Team Infused pushed individually there on the CT side and didn't exactly push with too much of a combined force.
Well, what happened was Red Snake knew he had to try and save Declan.
Yeah, exactly.
But by the time he'd pushed through, it was too late. And if
Yeah.
you ask me, I think Team Infused over-rotated a bit too much towards that B-bomb site in the first place. Because Virtus.pro, the smoke was put down. The chances that Virtus.pro are actually going to push through the smoke were incredibly slim. And you're shaking your head, but that's the name of the game as far as ecos are concerned.
Yeah,
but
no,
look at that. That's
crucial
exactly
wow.
what the Pistols are capable of in CSGO. The Polish fans in front of us, head in hands, because they know that Virtus.pro could end up choking this round. But
And
They
it's
still
so
have
that
the
will be the
AKs.
third time that Team Infused have taken an eco round against Virtus.pro here on Cash, I believe. But
They
still
still
a
haven't
bomb.
taken it yet.
Yeah, no, of course, anything can
They've
happen.
still got those AKs and armoured players to deal.
Oh yeah, most certainly. Declan up the top with the Deagle is going to see what information he can find. This is a pretty crucial round for both teams, I would say, in the grand scheme of things here. Pasha Bicep will get the kill onto Declan, has spotted that last player and will try and spray through the smoke. Still not able to convert that kill, but he will be backed up by his teammate of Neo to confirm the 13th round here for Virtus.pro. Great damage done, especially by Crucial, who picked up 2 frags as the T side of Virtus.pro did push onto that bomb site. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, and you can see the money here for Virtus.pro. They're not worried whatsoever. They've got plenty of dollar in the bank and still not deciding to go for an AWP here on the T side. What do you think about that decision, Cat Knight?
Well, look, I always have a saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? And maybe both Michu and Pasha aren't feeling too confident with the AWP. We saw Crucial try and going for that entry frag at main, but he's going to fall back. He knows that there's someone toying around at the short, or rather at the squeaky area. But Virtus.pro just taking it slow. Crucial's got to be careful here, because what he's going to do now is hold that angle to try and pick off anyone who goes main. But if Virtus.pro throw their smokes from just outside of A main and actually execute onto this A bomb site, things could get really, really dirty for Crucial, because he just gets significantly outnumbered. And obviously up close and personal, the AK is a much better weapon. So Team Infused, they've got to stay awake this round. And if they fail to stay awake this round, if they fail to win this round, Chewy, then Virtus.pro will find themselves at 14. Team Infused money will be tight. They are on the more expensive CT side. And to be fully honest, I think we'll probably see Virtus.pro take the game. And it's so disappointing, because Team Infused had an incredibly good first half.
Well, it just shows the class, the finesse of the terrorist side of Virtus.pro. Out they come onto the A-bomb site as all havoc will ensue. Crucial will be able to pick up one, but will that be enough? Hudgy is actually going to be able to pick up a second kill here, so far a relatively good hold from the CTs, as we can see them all start to rotate through now, but Taz responds with 2 huge frags onto Crucial and Declan. It will be a 2 versus 2 situation, but now Michu, the last one left alive. And that was a really important hold there for Team Infused.
That was really well played from 2 players. Crucial, he got the frag at quads. He knew that Virtus.pro had spotted him, but he knew that Virtus.pro also had to frag him before they'd actually be able to get the bomb down on the A bomb site. So instead of re-peeking, obviously knowing he had the AWP as well, he just stayed hidden, because he knew that the Virtus.pro players had to go to him. And as well, Hood's G, I think he rotated from around truck from CT spawn, and he crept through the smoke. And what that resulted in was the Virtus.pro player actually going to peek mid to try help out his teammate, but Hood's G was in a perfect position to actually get the frag from behind. So really well played there for Team Infused, and hopefully they can build on this.
Well, it was 6 rounds on the trot for Virtus.pro. Now suddenly we find Team Infused with a round on the board here. They're first on the CT side here of Cash, and of course this is a CT favoured map. Not from what we've seen really so far though, here in the first game on the Challenger stage, as Pasha starts things up here in round number 23, getting the entry frag onto Hudge G. And what information can Virtus.pro find here? It looks like they're dedicating all of their forces over towards B. Zach going to be a key player to see what damage he can do. As soon as I say that, he will go down though.
Red Snake should probably wait here.
Yeah, 3 versus 3.
Yeah, he needs to wait for the troops to reinforce. He's going to get a frag, however. Good stuff from Red Snake. And that gives the Brits the numerical advantage. But positionally, you really wouldn't bet against Michu and Taz, especially with this current scenario here. Headshot coming in from Michu. Taz is going to try and help things out, but he's literally a dead man walking. It's AWP versus AK. Crucial with a crucial frag. His Team Infused scream and shout, and that definitely was something for him to scream and shout about. 13-10 now, as the plow is slowly but surely being slowly dismantled.
Yeah.
But their economy is still there, and we've got 5 AKs coming out again.
Again, it's less expensive on the T side, as we should all know. They won 6 rounds in a row, so they're not going to be worried too much as of yet. They will be able to buy here, and they did, of course, get the bomb down as well. Team Infused did take a lot of casualties, but they won the round, and they did get the defuse. So 13-10 it is. Both teams now on double figures. And have a look at this here, Knight. Aggressive push into B once again. Let's see if it's going to work for Virtus.pro.
The problem is here, Zach has been playing in the same position for a few rounds, and Virtus.pro sussed that out. You've got to be dynamic as CTs, and Envious are really good at doing that. You get that information simply by analysing their heat maps, which we'll discuss tomorrow, I'm sure, when we see Envious play. But anyways, bomb down on this B-bomb site. Hudge G will wait for his comrades in battle to rotate round. Let's see whether Infused can do it.
Well, Neo's been able to get that kill as Red Snake did try and go around on the flank through team main there. It wasn't to be the case.
They want to save.
Yeah, they just got to save. As soon as Neo picked up that frag and the smoke grenades went down, just to really confirm the control that Virtus.pro had on that B-bomb site, it just wasn't worth the risk here. And I mean, you know, the Polish players, they're going hunting here, Knight. Hudgy is going to be the last one left alive in a very tricky spot to try and save this M4. But Virtus.pro, even after losing 2 rounds, they change up the pace once again, and showing how even in a slightly unfavourable situation after losing those 2 rounds, they can change things up, they can be dynamic, they can switch the tempo, and yeah, they can win it. And 33 frags, that's a pretty darn phenomenal way to get your team on the
The funny thing is, there were people talking a few days ago about him potentially being too old to play and retiring.
Well, I hope that's answered them. I hope just those few numbers on the scoreboard.
That's shutting up his haters, but here we go. Virtus.pro now 2 rounds away from victory as Pasha wants to lead them to that victory. Headshot coming in from him. He's normally the AWPer for the Virtus.pro side, but this time round he's going to play with the Kalashnikov. As the T's rally up short, they're going to make their way through mid, and they have full control of the A-bomb site here. And Sack really with just a P250 to try and dismantle the poles with. If you ask me, it's going to take something incredibly special for him to pull this one off with 6 HP.
Yeah,
and it's most likely not going to happen.
No. It would be a pretty darn phenomenal thing if he did anything whatsoever. He is just going to try and look to do some economical damage as the grenade comes in from Bialy.
I'd like to mention though,
yes,
Team Infused, I was talking to Huz G earlier on, and they were talking to me about how all the top teams sort of have like private Facebook groups and channels where they get practice matches against each other on. And he was telling me that they're not in those channels. They're not in those Facebook groups because teams vetoed them out because of UK teams being too unstable and stuff. But this team has been together for quite a long time, or at least the core of it has. We saw them at G3. We're seeing them now. They can put a good shift in. And hopefully, if anyone's watching who's in charge of those channels, you can actually invite them in. But Declan with the double. Double Declan is what we called him once upon a time at Epiclan. And now Taz, Pasha and Neo to try and salvage something for Virtus.pro.
I'm quite surprised there because Taz got the information that a player went over to his left-hand side as he pushed out a squeaky, and yet still, nobody as they entered out of A main managed to pick up the kill on Declan, and he got 2 frags, but still we're moving on, and the bomb has been planted, and it will be Sack to try and save the game here. He will be able to pick up 1 kill. Neo tries to get that spray down, but we are left in a 1 versus 1 situation. Neo left on 11 points of health. Sack on 29 here, the bomb is ticking. He doesn't have a kid, he's got to try and do something, and he's got to try and do it here now, but Neo will get the kill. 16-10 is the final score. Taz carrying away 34 frags, and an absolutely phenomenal